Okay. Whoa, my God. Wait, these things just start so fast. I forgot the scrim lobbies begin. Okay, so it looks like the enemy team is a random external scrim. The red team is named Everest, which is an Esports Tower team. Oh, okay. So you want me to make a focus on red team. The random external scrim team. All right, let's begin. So team 2, red team, we got double shield off the gate with double sniper, Bap Zen. Okay, respectable. Enemy team, pretty much running the same comp, except you're running Esports Tower is running a Zen variation. Enemy team is running a Mercy variation. Okay, so if red team off the gate isn't running a Mercy variation, then you have to bank less on the snipers and take the Zen damage and actually pressure shield. So the advantage of playing Mercy is to have the sniping advantage, and the advantage of playing Zen is for shield break, basically. Generally, the shield break doesn't work too well until you round the corner here, because as soon as their shields break, they have so much natural cover as defenders. So I find it a bit tougher to play Zen on offense compared to defense sometimes. But I guess you get to take some space. But anyways, red team, Esports Tower, coming on out. Chum is fun, blocking off their Widow. I like that off the gate. Judge putting up an early shield here around the corner. Hopefully the cooldown comes back before the corner is rounded. Had to burn. Okay, so then in cases like this, first off, I think where Judge was playing, Judge, you were summoned. Basically, I'm actually not too much of a fan of like a first shield here. I see Arissa's do this a lot, but it just breaks so quick, and then there's nowhere to go. What I tend to do is, or what I tend to prefer when I'm playing Ana and I have a Arissa, at least for the first one, because you're running double shield and Sigma can block off the right angles. It sounds kind of weird, but I actually don't mind the payload shield specifically for the first bit, because as soon as that shield breaks, you can at least kind of duck around it. It kind of feels awkward when it breaks here and the payload's like to your right, because then you just took like 300 damage and gave that enemy Sigma some free hits. Not a big deal, but you didn't get bursted down. But you'll find the higher you get, the faster you melt if you're never around any sort of natural cover as soon as your shield breaks, especially because you're not double stacking your double shield with Chum is fun. Chum is actually blocking out the snipers, which is fine, which means your shield is solo, and then you get to pop Fortify right away as soon as your thing breaks. Now, in cases where the enemy team obviously was not running Zen, you're okay, but if they were running Zen, you would have gotten discorded and blasted for like immediately. Arissa's very like, she's tanky, but she can also die so fast because of her giant hitbox. But that also depends on how much pressure your DPSs are doing. So, Panda Squad killing their Hanzo. I like that. All right, good. You have some space. They have to res. Good. You push under. Let me see where your macro's going. Okay, you guys are just winning the snipers war, so there's not much to say other than your DPS diffing them. So now that you have the advantage, I probably would have aggro shielded a little bit more to push them back. I mean, this is already fine. You're already cutting the enemy Orisa shield, but you see how like you had to pop Fortify just around the corner. I think if you just aggro shield, you probably wouldn't even need to Fortify all the way until like your shield breaks. Then you can min-max your cooldowns a little bit more, because you pop Fortify while your shield was up and you didn't even utilize it that well. That's just a min-max thing. I don't think it matters here too much, but that would probably be a bit more ideal. Once you notice that numbers advantage, you killed the first person. Panda killed the first person, sorry. Despacito got another pick. You're literally guaranteed to be up one because they can't res right now. So I would have done a little bit more of an aggressive shield there. And I still would be more aggressive than this. I like Chum is Fun is doing some really aggressive shields. These ones are kind of too passive for my liking at this moment, strictly because you have an advantage. I think you're just not capitalizing on it enough. Like, it's not a mistake per se, but it's just like missed opportunity more so than anything. You want to cap on those as much as you can. Pando was pocketing Widow. I'd probably take a farther angle. You're kind of in Sig's range right now. What I tend to see a lot of snipers do at high ranks is, obviously, once you got a pick here, you take this far angle. You don't have any fall off damage. Well, I guess you do, but like they wouldn't be in fall off range. Once you control this space, I see some Widows go for like all the way here for some reason. And it works in a lot of cases because you already killed one sniper, and then they have no one to deal with you on these like weird off angles until they respawn. But that's just it's just like an alternative option, not necessarily a mistake as well. Kind of like in chess, you know how you have like 5 different possible moves that are like still good, and like One of them might be like the best one, but every different move you do opens a different line. It's kind of like how that works in Overwatch. I like to use that analogy a lot. I like this aggressive window here actually quite a bit. Although I probably would have angled it a little bit more to the left, but it's good. You're taking a lot of space here. That's good. This. Lamped it. That's good. You capped it. Okay. So right now it's just a matter of cleanup. Didn't have to burn anything else other than window. You got a Sig ult out. Perfect. Hanzo should be taking some aggressive angles here. See if you can get a pick. I like it. Good. Very good. Widow as well. Good. So DPSs are doing the right thing right now. Sigma and Orisa are doing the right thing here. Taking some space as well. Solid. Nice pick. Looking good so far. Not much to comment on. And then I was going to say right around now, if you don't take a new angle. So you're actually already doing the right thing. I agree with this this play here that you guys are taking a different angle. I'd actually send one more, but what a lot of teams would make the mistake of is like stacking too many people here without taking enough aggressive angles. And they just end up coming back and they just have positional advantage on you. So I like how you got the pick off your Despacito pick. You're trying to push this space. Hanzo can be climbing up here, which he is. Yes, perfect. Honestly, I didn't even see your silhouette. I was just about to macro call this, and you guys are doing all the right things. There's honestly not that much to say so far. So this is just a strict 1v1, which is tough if they have the Mercy here. Where's their Mercy? Okay, Mercy isn't there. So this is where like you guys went on this like double angle here, and you actually caught her off guard. Actually, beautifully done. You did this. This is a strict 1v1, but you can wait it out. You win this. They burned an ultimate. You just have to clean up here. Not much else to say. Good pull. Try to pull him off the high ground. All right, I'm just going to zip through this one. This is just cleanup at this point. Yeah, you guys win this. There's no way you lose this, right? Okay. Okay, so same idea. Usually early on, you just try to minimize the amount of space they can take. Like pressure them like crazy. So that's what Sigma and Orisa did earlier when they just completely showed up on the side. You can do this early on third point here up here, but it's actually a lot easier to get pushed back here, so you have to be a lot more careful. Orisa can actually play point because since they already established this ground here, I would actually have Sigma off angle on the top right and kind of pressure the fidget spinner so they're scared to peek. The worst, as an attacking team, the worst is when no one's controlling this fidget spinner and they get to stand here and aggressively peek. But the fact that a single Sigma can stand right here and just shoot here or here on the right, that will literally force this Hanzo to not be able to stand here. He has to play like an angle like this, in which like half the fidget spinner covers the lower half. So Sigma on the off angle here is extremely powerful, and you can pair that up with one of the snipers, maybe Hanzo, on this angle. Once Sigma just like splashes damage, it'll literally force two of them back, then your Hanzo gets a free angle to kill these two on the ground. This Orisa's stuck down here. That's a potential strat. Let's see what you guys do here, though. Okay, so instead of Orisa playing point, you're sending both the tanks up there. It's another option. Look at that. Double tank pushing up here. They bongoed. And you guys have pushed them here, and you're actually doing quite well. You're winning. They're all stuck here. As long as the people on the ground here are pushing them and taking the angles. Once you take them off high ground, they have to drop. The people on the ground push it. That was good. That was actually well done. That was an alternative to my first suggestion. If you went with a different chess line where you did another equally good move, like I said earlier, you keep Orisa as the point, which might save you in a different scenario, but this one worked out here. But in this condition, like if Orisa was playing the ground and then you forced him back, nothing's happening here, so you would have forced this back. Once these guys start retreating, your Orisa and your Zen shoots here, your Widow is here, you guys force him back, and then the Baptiste, I would actually send Bap, maybe Sigma and Hanzo here. You guys probably still would have been able to push them back. Boom. And then your Hanzo here gets this angle to make sure this Bongo doesn't stay alive, and then pressure the Orisa. But your alternative option also worked out there. I'm just giving you more potential lines and different strategies to kind of execute. In case like this one, you run the same strat where you send both tanks up, doesn't work in the future. It's just something else to keep in mind. Like sometimes your Hanzo's just hitting shots all day. Like Panda Squad just non-stop doinking. You play off to your Hanzo just pressing that advantage. Or if he's having a cold day, if Panda Squad's not feeling it that day, then yeah, you can send both tanks up there and see how that goes. A lot of variables. There's no hard and fast rule in this game where what you should and shouldn't always do. There's so many different possibilities. Things change so quickly. Good LOS break by Despacito. No, not even phased. Saw the circle of Sig and just didn't even move. Very nice. Okay, Trank is pop. Hopefully you guys didn't stack both your ultimates. I like the aggressive window angle up here with Baptiste. This is what I actually would do too. Either here, or sometimes I would give it to the team on the low ground. I feel like more people could use it there. This is good. Alternative line. They couldn't pull you off. They messed it up. Okay, so now in this case, I was about to mention, I don't know where Hanzo's playing anymore. I would usually try to have at least one player here. I'd usually probably have the Widow back here at some point once you dodge something to hold this line. When you play the low ground angle as Widow here, you're kind of obstructed by so many things. I think just standing here, even if you weren't hitting anything as Widow right here, I think Despacito, if you played up here, you literally stop angles from this side, unless I'm missing something here. The aggressive BAP or whatever angle here, I'd probably use Hanzo's advantage here and probably climb onto fidget spinner. So you take Orisa. Sigma is very self-sufficient, so Baptiste is just pocketing the Orisa, I suppose, until the shield breaks, using the window. Widow's got this angle, Hanzo's got this angle, and Zen kind of just chills back here. They don't have any flankers because they're running double shield as well, so you don't have to worry about peeling for the Zen as much. And that's an alternative positioning. So actually, in this specific case, I didn't like where Widow. You're kind of just stacking too many people here in this specific scenario, because what they're gonna do on defense is like they just kind of just chill here. Once they get into cover, there's literally no pressure from any other angle. Once these guys break this line of sight, there's no other angle. And I just noticed from a perspective of playing a lot of support, like whenever I come out here as Ana or Baptiste, they usually have like a DPS, either the Tracer's flanking me and already pressuring this room, or if they're playing a long range, someone's up here on the fidget spinner staring at this window, so I can't like peek out here. But now, because you guys are all clumped here, this entire area is safe for, I mean, other than the fact that Despacito actually outsniped the Widow from that first angle. Other than that, now they're just cleanly in here. There's no pressure on the res. Hanzo isn't firing storm arrows in this area as well. When you're playing up here, you get to pressure this angle. It's basically, once you have the advantage, you just want to funnel both doors and make sure they don't feel comfortable playing wherever they are. So you got this angle covered here. Despacito sort of had this angle at first. Once you got the first one, maybe like reposition up here, and then yeah, I'd probably have Panda Squad snipe down here. But once they come out, it's a different story. But the way to win fast is to just make sure they don't come out. Force them in those rooms. But their Orisa stays out for a bit too long with the Discord. Their Widow got an angle. Unfortunately killed Panda Squad. Ooh, nice pick there. Okay. What? Where is Zen going? Where are you going over here? You know what? I respect it. You got one with that. Oh, wait a minute. You got two. Okay, once you got two, I would have probably... I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight. In the moment, I think you probably got really bloodthirsty. You're like, I got one. I got two. Going for the three. But then, like I said, there's no pressure here. They had a window here, and I think they body shot you or something through a window, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it just body shot you through the window. Once you got one, once you got two... I like the aggressive off angle here, where you kind of just show up and snipe them in the back. But it's easy for me to say in hindsight that you over-peaked it, but you have to... also understand it could have worked if pressure was in that room, which again kind of leads back to the whole idea of stuffing them in the rooms and making sure you can always see it. All right, so honestly at this point, once you had the numbers, I probably wouldn't have done another shield up here, Judge. You did your job here. I think it's better to just aggressively stuff them into these rooms, or just like relieve them up here. You're going to be unkillable, but your damage as an Orisa here is kind of limited, because what you're going to notice is they're just going to break LOS of you, which... Let's just watch your POV. Right, you're kind of just looking for something to do. Oh, dropping the bongo for your team, sure. But yeah, they're just breaking LOS, and you're just... You got one. Also, my color's bugged out. Great, everyone's blue now. Okay, where was I? Okay, so the fight still carried on because a lot of trades were happening despite Zen dying. Oh, you guys backed off after that fight and then you reset, waited for the regroup. Okay, respectable. Taking the fidget spinner control. That's already a good start because they didn't have it. Dragon to open it up, split their position, aggressive window. Good sequence so far. I like the off angle of Sigma pressuring them here so they can't be clean up here. Very good. You guys are doing everything right so far. Okay, once they Valk, you have to dip though. Okay. Once the Valk came up, then you were in trouble here. So let's actually watch Chum is fun here. Let's see what you did. You notice there's 2 here. It's gonna be tough to 1v2 unless you get a huge rock and you kill the Mercy first. So I like how you at least... Oh, you're so close. Where's Hanzo? Oh, Tracer gotta jump onto the Widow. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick on you a little bit, Panda Squad. As a DPS, once one of your DPSs are dead, like unless you are confident you can like flank and kill their Baptiste, which is tough because he's playing a long range angle, I think you should try to mark one of their DPSs, whether that's helping your Sigma 2v2 the Mercy Hanzo, because if this Hanzo's unchecked on the flank, he's already here in this position, it's too late because he's just going to shoot for free. There's actually nobody on your team that can deal with him except you or Sigma, but Sigma already dipped because it was a 1v2 at first, because Mercy had Valk, so she could just come and go. So like partially, big part of the DPS's job is to actually deal with the other DPS or catch someone out of position, number 1, if they're catchable, and then or number 2, you mark their other DPS in most cases. So in this case, pocketed Hanzo, like who can really challenge that realistically, right? You kind of need to send 2, or you have to kind of have to work together. This one is kind of a wash though. I didn't like that position there in that specific scenario. And I think that's what makes like DPS so hard to play. Like I'm not even great at it. It's hard for me to recognize this. It's easy for me to see in the scrim, but like in the moment, it's hard to read like what's the right call to do. So, like, okay, so I like how you're all moving together to make sure you sweep the high ground. Like these are important things to do to make sure no one's like playing on aggressive angles. You guys are aware that their Sigmas here. It looks like you see their Hanzo, so you know some of them are holding high ground. You cannot just int 6 people onto the point without dealing with their high ground people. You just cannot do it. There's teams that think they could just rush a double shield into the thing, but they're just gonna get like plucked from behind on high angles with no one dealing with them. You have to force them out first, or like, you know, send people like close to get them off before you into the middle. So you did this good teamwork here to force their Sig off. Your next job is to just get these guys off or get the kill here. Okay, so good recognition here. You're going for it. Good. Perfect. You did your job. Get a pocket, get an orb. Get an orb and don't give up on this area if possible. You have Trank. Okay, this guy needs to get forced off. And oh no, Sig's gonna be unchecked here, I think. Maybe, unless you overwhelm their front line. Okay, their Sig dropped down for some reason. Okay, let's actually unpack this one a little bit more here. Okay, so you have like a numbers advantage off the first pick. That one's good. Then you're just trying to overwhelm them with around this corner, which is also okay, I suppose. What the heck are you? Oh yeah, you're into they're already caught out of position. So the priority is obviously killing people who are caught out of position, which that was in that case once I watched the first person perspective. So that's fine. You catch someone at a position, and the next, if they're already caught out, and the second priority is to mark their DPS. So early on, when no one was technically at a position, once you forced the sig down, you caught their DPS, and the next priority, you saw their supports, you called it out. Honestly, that was fine. But then you just can't forget, object permanence needs to be a real thing in Overwatch. You have to remember that, like, oh yeah, there's 2 flankers. Just don't leave the people in the backline out to dry. Which, good recognition. I love how all 3 of you guys turned around once you remember there was people behind you. And good cleanup. Okay, Panda Squad redemption. Big cleanup there. That was good. So I would say overall, like in the first half, like you guys are actually playing pretty well. Minus a few things. It's impossible to play perfect. If you guys played perfect, you guys would be 5,000 SR in Overwatch League. And even like these lines or like potential like plays that things would happen, like they're not even perfect either. They're not always the most optimal. It's just suggestions. Nice shots. Okay, so you have the two-man advantage. You can do an aggressive shield here and, you know, get an extra pick off. See if you can get another one. You guys are running Sig Hog. Interesting. Nice. Cleaning up. They have to reset. Just always be wary of a sniper. I feel like in comps like this, the hardest job is Sigma's job because there's just so much to shield. 2 snipers, and you got to keep yourself alive. You got to make sure nobody in your team gets picked from their snipers. I personally hate playing Junkertown for that reason. But, okay. Positionally, so far, despite the pick, good off angle here. You can get out as long as you have a leap. Everyone's just playing super split. ALW, how did you die here? What happened? Oh, was it an aggressive angle? An aggressive right click? Oh my. Unlucky. Tough though. Uh-huh. Okay. So once they got one, that's the hard. That's why this is so hard. This is so hard. Like you just randomly get picked against sniper comps, and then just like the entire defense collapses off one. But you guys got one back, and then they got another one, and then they just all of a sudden take over. Yeah, not much to do here. This might be salvageable, maybe. What does Judge do? The only way... Okay, here's a big thing. If you're ever down numbers advantage, if nobody has ultimates up, like the round is still early, the only way it's salvageable is like a flank play to even it out. If you just take a straight up 4v5, you lose in most cases, right? You're down one. You have to catch them off guard. So the only way to salvage like down one is going for like flank plays right here. So Judge, you have a small opportunity here. It's mostly on you, Hog. Yeah. I think you're sniffing it out. Did they see you here? Oh, you tried. Okay, so actually you had the right idea. You tried, but I wouldn't give up on it. You're gonna like no matter how you play it out, you have 4 people here versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like they're going to overwhelm you because they're also respawning here. I think you should just still try it. Either go back up around or like go under here, see if you can just catch somebody. Sigma and BAP just have to live. Everybody else just has to live at this point. Yeah, this is tough here. You tried the window. Window has the potential to get a pick, so I'm okay with that. You build it super fast, but then Zen's kind of like their tracer gets to jump on him for free because they collapse you into the room. So now it's definitely over. So I'm not like I'm not saying it's wrong that you didn't go for a flank, but it's just something to keep in mind. You have to think about ways to salvage situations because you're not always going to have optimal team fights. People are going to be dying left, right, center usually, so things won't always go as planned when everybody has 6. You have to be able to salvage your materials. So you pressure their tracer out. Okay, Hog is holding this angle so their Hanzo doesn't jump up here. That's good. This is actually important positioning here, so good heads up play. Everybody else watching in stream, it's always good to make sure this isn't controlled, or else their Hanzo's just going to climb up here and own this whole place, and then they get this free angle, which you don't want to. You want to prevent that. So this is good. Sigma's holding the fort down here. Good. This is kind of basically where Zen and Baptiste are going to end up defaulting while Tracer does their own thing. Good orb there to force that fight out. Good. And yeah, you just press your shield here. Good. Oh, their Sigma just made it clean, squeaky through though. That's kind of tough to keep track of the people coming in through this left door, which is why this kind of flank angle is actually very powerful. It's just something to be aware of on second point Junkertown. If an enemy team always just like plays on point here, if you're a defense, you will win in most cases because you're always looking from high ground to low. So you always have to be cognizant of the person coming up these stairs. I'm just trained to look here because I play support as Bap Zen or an Ana on this map all the time. I just always pretend someone's here. Unless I see a teammate in here confirming there's no one here, I'll just assume someone's there. So like my ears are just perked and I'm listening and I'm thinking. So this Sigma just made it through clean. This is exactly what you guys did on offense, where the Orisa Sigma just fucking walked up here and just caught them all off guard. You guys fell for the same trick you guys did. But you guys double stacked your ultimates. Unfortunate. But it ended up being okay because you end up having Trank long enough for the dragon. And now you're able to turn it around. So, despite them catching the Sigma, catching you guys off guard, you had defensive ultimates to save you, and then they stacked their dragon a bit too early. So, all is well. Good defense. Judge is getting some picks here. What the heck are they doing here? That's a little early. You gotta be careful. Okay, so what happened here on this situation? Let's see. Okay, so Panda Squad gets the first pick. Judge is trying to go for a play here. Oh no, this is the part where you're cleaning up. This is the part where you're cleaning up. Some of you guys are taking this aggressive angle early, which is good. So remember earlier I said don't give them this, but obviously since you won the previous team fight and they have to respawn, you can move up here and hold this for the time being, and then if needed, then you back off. So this is correct as well. Good. Oh, you were left alone there for a bit too long. Okay, wait, so you were with somebody, but they dipped. Who are you with? Tracer? Who's here? Bapsen. Sometimes I see the sig like everybody moving up here, and there's usually nobody here, or there's like one sniper here. At least early on when everybody's respawn, if you won the fight, so you can at least see which way they're going, and if you're getting info that you know they're underneath you and they're trying to wrap, then you have that information. But okay, so Tracer is going for their backline. These guys come up. That's tough timing. I think the aggression was the right idea, but like I said, once they make it up here without any info, you kind of have to like back off. Now they're just dumping everything. You just have to kite. Okay, good. They cap it. Okay, so this is an interesting situation with Hog. You actually have a bit more shield break because you can do what, 100 and something, 150 damage per Hog shot. You can pretty much pressure their Orisa shield immediately. You got lamped, antied. You might be dead. Sorry, Judge. See you later. Okay, so you're still getting staggered right now. Ooh, interesting. You guys are going for the salvage. You know what? Pando just popping off here. Okay, so I missed that detail when I was like, why are you guys like ulting after they get that? I actually didn't see that Panda Squad got a first pick anyway, so you already had a... Yeah, so I actually didn't see that you killed their Sigma earlier. That's my bad. So once I saw that, and despite Hog getting killed after, you have enough to... It's just a 5v5. It's just Overwatch 2 right now. So it could go either way still, and you have positional advantage early on because they just moved on to the point, so you go for the aggressive window. I dig this. Well played. He jumped up with Discord on him. He's just dead. Nice kill. Tracer's on their backline. Nicely done. He's also Discorded. You just rolled him. Good stuff. Good cleanup. You can't do anything about that. Well, good stick by the enemy. You didn't have lamp because he tried to save the Hog, which was okay. Good. So you're holding this. Sigma's coming back high ground. Good. You switched off the Hog. Back on the Orisa. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. So, if I had to be honest, it seems like the only times you guys are ever losing is when someone gets overstayed and someone just gets picked, and it's pretty easy to fix. It's not as well. It's easy for me to say just don't get picked, but positionally, like you guys are taking good angles afterwards. I think you're just it's just you just have to be careful because you don't have the mercy, and you're playing against snipers and one-shotters. Like the minute the first person goes down from the enemy sniper killing one of you guys, like their tracer can all of a sudden just walk for free because there's no Hanzo anymore. Then their Hanzo just jumps in. Don't press 2W too much. I mean, W is good up to a certain point. It actually just feels like every single time you lose was just because, like, despite the DPSs, like, you guys are playing very well, but it's just, they get one pick and then everything collapses. And that's just the danger of playing against Hanzos. And it goes both ways, though. Like, if Panda's getting good aggressive angles and just kills one of them, like, it goes the other way as well. Okay, so do you see how the enemy team is playing this? Remember how I mentioned before? You have Orisa on point. The Hanzo is playing this angle. So is Anna, actually. Wait, no, he's not. I thought that was Hanzo. At least they're pressuring this room. They're just taking a bunch of different angles right now to kind of stuff you inside. And you guys are going to feel hesitant to pop out here. Judge is holding it and going to use the natural cover. Do you see how much pressure they're adding into this room here? And they're just dumping stuff into there too. My goodness. I like their setup a bit better than yours, Esports Tower team. The amount of pressure they applied into that left room, like the supports were cooked. Although, you guys are living now. Despite them getting an early advantage, you guys have closer respawns. If you survive long enough, you're good. So wait, how did that all unfold? Let's just see this. I like their position here. Maybe they enemy team over ulted, or what did you guys do defensively? So Judge is stopping the point. Their Tracer's jumping in with Nano. They're Sig ulting this. I think he killed, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think the enemy team just kind of over ulted. They nanoed, Sig ulted, and dragoned for 1 kill. You had to lamp and trank, but they got 1 kill out of that, and they used 3 ults. Actually, you guys both pop bongo too. They have 2. They're up 2. Oh, but Despacito getting in there and killing. Oh, it was AWL. See, they got a little bit too W aggressive-y, and then AWL takes 1 back. Even though there's only 1, 2, 3 people alive right now. Only 3 alive. But well played with the spawn dragon. Splits their position. They had to lamp early thanks to Despacito's aggression onto the Baptiste. So good timing. At least you forced the lamp out. And forcing lamp out's always good. You pop the dragon, you waited. You're patient. Dragon comes out. And then you Sig Flux. And then you turn it back around because you have closer fight. Honestly, well played. I just have to applaud you for that. I don't have much to say. Nicely done. Good patience. Okay, enemy team is all pushing up there to kind of sweep you off the fidget spinner. Hold it as long as you can. And then once they start pushing, you could back up. Ooh. This could be tough. Nice. Nice picks. Okay, what did you do here? Despite you guys getting pushed off, what happened? So Tracer's causing some chaos back here. Where's Zen? Oh, Zen's just firing for free on this. Zen backed into a good angle here and is getting a long range angle like this, plucking him into here. Honestly, nice. Good disengagement. So you hold here as long as you can until they really start over aggressing, then you kind of disengage and you play the longer angle again. Well done. Good. All right, last fight. Okay. You hold up here, which is what you guys did before, but they actually get a kill, which isn't good. But you guys have to defend this. So what's happening here? Usually when time is running out in a lot of matches, people start panicking and they won't like go for like the positional stuff. So you actually have a lot more free reign to take these high ground angles. So good. This is the case in double shield where you actually don't want to double stack. You do want to play the off angle Sigma. So this is good. Look, this guy can't, or sorry, not. These guys can't do anything about you, or they can't do anything about you at all here. Like you're free to shoot. Yeah, you're owning them here. This Sigma has to keep a shield forward. Can't deal with you here. You're just everywhere. Tracer can stall long enough here. There's only 2 left. You guys have faster respawns. Or R3. Wait a minute. Oh, the last second touch. Wait, I thought you guys were winning this. What on earth? They couldn't deal with you up here, but did you guys get melted in the front? What happened? Oh, that's right. Tracer got picked early. My bad. You're already at a disadvantage. From the aggressive play into lamp. Sorry, you guys are already down 1 and you're trying to salvage, which is fine. Oh, and Zen just gets clipped here, maybe? You guys have good angles, but then they just start overwhelming Judge with the Discord orb on. Lamps up. Yeah, and then they Peanut was late and then comes in with a weird flank angle and kills 1. Almost kills 2. Pressures off the Hanzo. Yeah, Peanut on the flank with Baptiste window. Oh my goodness. And Peanut, oh my god. Okay, so that's what happened. That's okay. Is there a stall though? I remember seeing this. I remember seeing you touch at the last second. Yeah. Into a slam. Ball can stall and you guys have respawn advantage. Just gotta look for 1. A 1-for-1 is worth it on defense when your respawn room is closer, whether that's 2 CP or 3rd point checkpoints, always. 1-for-1 is fine. If you're on offense, 1-for-1 is never worth it because you just have way too long to run. Like some attackers just int for that 1 kill into their spawn, and it's just like they're gonna respawn quicker if the fight gets prolonged. So huge pick by Pando there. They get 1 back, but you guys are just gonna get spawn advantage after a certain point now. Oh, you C9'd them. Oh my god. Wow. That was actually a really close game. Well played. I would say you guys did well, like 95% of the time. It's just a bit more calculation on just not dying when they regroup. Like after you get a kill and there's some downtime and maybe there's 1 or 2 people staggered, you can go aggressive, you can peek for info, but then it's hard to overstay. Don't overstay your welcome. That's just what it felt. That's what it felt like. I don't know if you guys agree with me. You guys are free to. You have to play stall. If you're down 1, you have respawn advantage. You just play your life. You either play your life or, like I mentioned earlier, if you can secure a 1-for-1 somehow, like without like the people in the front barreling in are going to be the hardest to kill. It's usually the people that are in the backline stragglers. That's the best way to kind of trade 1 back and then wait, because you're going to have the advantage in about 5 seconds. If you trade 1 back and it's a 5v5, as soon as your teammate respawns, you're back in the advantage again. It's just survivability and going for the off angle. So if I actually repeat this, what is doable here? Let's see. Obviously, you guys were able to stall long enough to come back and win, but in cases where the enemy team just executes a lot cleaner, you kind of have to like figure out another way. Like this was okay. Now that I watched Despacito, this was really ambitious. You were discorded. They had lamp and they have 3 people staring at you. I thought you would blink out and dip, but oh my god. Okay, that was definitely you overstayed your welcome. Okay, that's for sure. Okay, so actually, I mean, it's easy to see this in this kind of 3rd person right now, and like you need to deal with the person on point. But I don't know if Tracer does that, and Tracer can call out all 3 of their squishies, or like there's 3 people on them in the back. Does Pando, do you have your ult? Oh, you do. I don't know, a flank somehow? It's tough though, because you have to balance healing. Zen was already here. Where was Hanzo here? Earlier in the fight. Trying to help him. Oh, the Sigma. Yeah. Okay, as soon as that happens, you dragon. That's it. That was your only solution. That was your only way to survive. Oh, yeah, dragon this whole time. Wait, did you dragon again at the final fight? Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yeah. I would have just dragoned earlier then. That's the only other way. As soon as, like, you obviously don't want to be in the situation where you're already down one before, like, the final fight. But the only other way is, like, an ultimate, or you catch someone in the back. And with the fact that the two of them stacked and went underneath here, I mean, that's so hard to read as Hondo to know that they're going under. But maybe the only other thing literally the only thing I think of is Despacito calling out. They're going under by Mega, like 2 or 3 of them. You know, if you just dragon that area, this Orisa can't cross, and was not going to get healed because Baptiste was playing up here. And then, yeah, that's tough. I mean, you did kill their Orisa though. Yeah, that's all I got for you in terms of that situation. Just don't be in that position if possible. That's priority number 1. Any other questions? I mean, if you had an idea that they're going to play 2 snipers, I just wouldn't have played Hog. It's just so hard because these guys are just going to play so far out of your range. They're going to play out of your range. I don't know. You'd probably just have to pressure their Sig shield. If their Sigma goes down, or like their Sigma feels like he's sufficiently... Or sorry, pressure their... Are they running double shield? Oh, they are. Yeah, you probably just have to pressure their shield and then just kind of like... Just look for people getting caught off guard. That's like basically it. You know their snipers are going to play long range. What are you doing here? You're kind of wandering. Yeah. That's fine. But they had Discord on you, so they probably had an idea you're coming up here. Maybe not. Oh, you had this opportunity here. Okay, that was close. Like, honestly, that was... The idea was fine. The execution was off because you missed the hook. But... Yeah, just shoot the shield. That's good. You could have hooked them right there. Okay, you got to turn pull them already. So right there, that was a missed opportunity. Just turn pull them. You can't move a shield. Okay, right here. Your hook's back up. Okay, you heal, sure. You either try for the BAP, or as soon as that happens, you just pull, you jump, and you turn, and you'll pull them on high ground, and then you body block the Sigma on the left side. I don't know if you know that tech. Do you know that tech? If you just turn pull, it won't make it high ground. If you're high to low, you have to like jump pull. That's probably it. I mean, you guys already had a little bit of a dub there. You already killed 2 people before that even happened, so nothing was lost too much. But I can see what you mean. Kind of just feels kind of slow paced right now. Go for a backline. Like that. It's so hard. You just get discorded and then you just get shot by Hanzo and there's just nothing to do. Yeah. Okay, nice try. Yeah, and you go back and try it. Yeah. That's just the way Hog is. If you're not getting the hooks, then there's not much to there's not much value you're getting. Like if some of those landed earlier, you would have had like 2 or 3, you would have had like 2 kills, and then it would have felt like you had a lot more impact than how you felt. That's just his nature though. That's why a lot of players in high elo don't really prefer having Hogs right now for that reason. It's just hit or miss depending on the Hog player. But I see how you did you switch after? No, you didn't. Yeah. You're also gonna get melted though against Discord double shield. Let's see. I forgot what happens here. Did you get melted? Yeah, Tracer's getting really hard to deal with. Hanzo just plays. Or no, sorry. Are they on Tracer? Yeah, they switched off Widow. So Widow, Hanzo's tough. There's a lot of shields to break through. Go for one here. Nice try. Nice try. Okay, you stacked the ultimate with the Trank, which wasn't necessary, but it's a nice kill. There you go. Like as soon as one happens, you get like immediate crazy value. It's just the feast or famine nature of this hero. Yeah. When do you alt? Do you ever even get to it? You don't? That's, yeah, not much else to say about that. That's just, if you're not feeling the hooks early on, I feel like with Hog, it's just like, you'll know in the first 5 minutes, like few minutes, if you're feeling it. If you're like starting to, if you whiff a few hooks, he just feels awful to play for the next little while, unless you can turn it around. At least that's from anecdotally speaking. That's how I've always felt playing the hero. I do have like 100 hours on this hero. I don't know if you feel the same way. It's just like, if you're not like, there's just days where you're just not missing hooks and you're just on fire and you're having high impact, but it's just so easy to tell when you're like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I would have just swapped off earlier there. They just have too much stuff that's just too annoying to deal with on that situation. But yeah, anything else? Or else that's basically it.